Hello student, this video is for IP student who is in class 11. I'm here to revise with you all the things from the very basic, like starting with variables, how to declare the variables, how to name them, how to use them using the print function, then interactive mode versus script mode, the print statement, then how to get the input from the user using input function, data types, concatenation, if statement, if else statement, if elif statement, where to use which of the statement, then we have for loop and so many things, list, declare the list, how to create a list, then how to update the list and the slicing in list and different list functions that we have. We will all discuss this in this series. So without getting any further delay, let's start with Python. Because they need to do the programming in Python, so we need to download Python in our computer system or laptop or desktop, whatever you have. So you just Google out Python download and just move to this site www.python.org. When you click on this, it will redirect you to this site. You need to download your Python as per your platform, either it's Windows, Linux or Mac OS. So when you click on this, it will download a file. It will be there in the downloads, and then you have to install the software. I have already installed the software, so I'm going to search for it. Now it will show you different 3 or 4 Python programs over here. You don't have to select this one, this one, this one, or this one. You have to select the idle Python. Idle means integrated development learning environment. So you just have to click on this. It will open the Python shell, or you can say the Python will be opened in interactive mode. In Python, you can work with 2 modes, interactive mode and script mode. So this is your Python shell, idle shell you can see, and these arrows represent the Python command prompt or Python prompt. Okay, over here, this is an interactive mode. What is the difference between interactive mode and script mode? That in interactive mode, you can execute one command at a time. Single command can be run at a time. If you want to run more than one command, then you have to use script mode. Now, second thing, in interactive mode, once you execute the command by pressing the enter, if you want to run that command again, you have to type it again. On the other hand, script mode, whenever you work in script mode, you create a file, you can save it and can run any number of times, right? Then if you want to make changes in the in interactive mode, if you want to make changes in a command, you have to type it again. But in case of script mode, you can make the changes in the existing file and can run it. So let's do some basic calculations over here on the Python prompt, right? For example, we can do some calculations over here simply like this, right? We can do some more. So we can do it without this. Then we have a print function, and you can also do some calculation with it, the print function. Now, how do you find out? How do you say that it's a function? Now, a function is always ends with the pair of brackets. Okay, so within these brackets, we can pass some values or we can pass some parameters. Like if I want to print some name, some strings. Name means the text you can say the string or a group of characters. So within the print function, if you want to print some characters, they should be enclosed within the double quotes. So let's say I want to print IP, it should be within double quotes, otherwise it will generate an error. Now another thing is that if I write print, it is giving me the error. Now look at the last line. The last line is print P capital. You can see P is capital here, which I have written. This one is not defined. Did you mean print? It means that Python is case sensitive language. If it has recognized, it has some keywords which it has saved in its library. If they are written in small, then you have to write in small. You cannot use them in capital letters. All right. So this is all about the keyword, but the same thing applicable to the variables. If you have defined a variable, let's say x is equal to 1, and let me show you. if I have defined x is equal to 1, right, and then I'm printing print x, wait a minute, print x, it will give me again error because I haven't defined capital X, I have defined small x. So if you are using a small x as a variable name, then you have to use small x over here. That's why Python is case sensitive language, right? So you have to keep in mind the case of the variables and the keywords that you are using. Let's say I want to print all these calculations together. So I cannot do it in one go. So what I have to do, I have to switch to the script mode. Now this is, I told you, it's interactive mode where I can run one command at a time, right? So if I want to run more than one command, I have to go to file, new file, and this will open me a file where I can write any number of command, and this is my script mode. So I can simply write print, then I can also write print. And if you want to run this, so you have to save this program. So for saving the file, you have to go to file save as, or you can use control S to save the file. Now whenever you're saving the file, I recommend all of you to create a folder in any of the drive other than C drive. Okay, for example, I have created a folder with the IP program. You can create a folder from here, new folder, and then give it a name, give it a sensible name like I have given for IP program. You can write whatever the mean with which you can identify it. So I'm just going to open this, and then I'm going to save the file over here. I can give name to this file, for example, print function. I am using print function over here, so I can write print function, click on save. Now when you save the file, this file gets the name print function.py. So the extension of the Python program file is .py, and last step is to run this. So you'll go to the run menu and click on run module. So you can see it has printed IP as it is, and then it has calculated 3 plus 9 and printed the result. Now within the double quote, whatever you're writing, it will be displayed as it is. So if I write this within the double quote, what will happen? After saving, we'll run this. What will happen? It will print 3 plus 9. It will not add them and give you the result. Now why this happened? Because whatever you will write within the double quotes, it will appear as it is. So it means in case you want to give some message to the user, you have to write it within the double quotes. So I hope the print function is pretty clear to you, as well as what is the difference between interactive mode and script mode, that is also clear to you. Variables. First of all, what are variables? Variables are, the name location in the memory. For example, in algebra, you have learned about some variables like a, b, c, x, y, z, and you also have seen that these are given some values like x is equal to 1, then y is equal to 2, and then you have to find z is equal to x plus y. So you could find the value of z, because x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2 means z is equal to 3. Right? So the same thing over here, we also create the variables in Python. There are some rules and regulation while you name them. For example, the very first and foremost rule is that the variable should start with an alphabet, never with a number, and not with a space or special symbols. Okay, they are not allowed. If I create a variable like x is equal to 1, so here my variable name is x, and this variable is having a value 1. Now over here I have 3 tokens. X is the identifier or variable, equal to is an assignment operator over here. We won't say it's an equal to sign, it is an assignment operator in a programming language, and 1 is the constant or literal, integer literal. Now because 1 is an integer, so it's the data type for x is going to be integer, and if I write 1.5, it is going to be float. If I write x is equal to ip, then it is going to be string. So data type depends on the type of value, type of data a variable is having. Right now, what is the data type of x? It is integer. If I write 1.5, it is going to be float. And if I write x is equal to ip, in double quotes, it is going to be string. I have also put the video over there for what are tokens, and detailed video is there on my channel Ratho's Academy. You can check out that. I will also provide the link of those playlists in the description of this video. I told you that equal to is an assignment operator because whatever the value is written on the right hand side is being assigned to the variable on the left hand side. So that's why one is assigned to the variable x. If I write z equals to x plus y and then I write z, it will give me 3. So I hope that you know how to take the variables, how to name them. Literal variable x is equal to, now I am changing the value of x as a literal variable. This is print x, it will give me ip. If I use the type function, now type function will tell you what is the type of data is there for that particular variable. So if I type find out the data type of x, I have to be that class string. It means the data type of x is string. If I want to find out what is the data type of variable y, it is going to be integer. So let's see that type of y. And could you see that it is integer type? So I hope that data type is also clear to you. Now some rules and regulation when you define the variable names or the identifiers are, it must start with an alphabet. It could be capital or small, that doesn't matter. But if you are using capital X, then you have to use the capital X wherever you are using, right? You cannot use capital small x. For example, if I write over here, it will give me error because I haven't defined capital Y. I have defined small y. So this is what I mean over here. Then it should not contain any space. It may contain the letters, digits and underscore. Then keywords cannot be used. Keywords are which are already defined and used by Python interpreters. So we will see some of the keyword list over here. Then they are case sensitive, I have told you. Then whenever you are giving the variable name, they should be sensitive. For example, if I'm finding the perimeter of a square, I need this side from the user. So if I take a variable side, that will be sensible instead of taking it as a b c. So they should be sensible in nature. Let's see the keyword list as I have told you about over there. First of all, I have to import the keyword. So for printing, I have to use the print function. So you can see that they all are the keywords which are used by the Python program. You cannot use them as variable. And one more thing to be noticed over here, that the very first three, false, none, true, they all are starting with a capital letter, and every other keyword is given in small letters. So please keep it in mind because Python is case sensitive. Then let's do some operators. We know the addition operator and subtraction operator. Now if I want to divide 4 by 2, I have to write it like this. This symbol is there in the keyboard, so you can write. Now whenever you divide it, will give you the answer in decimals, whatever it is, like 5 divided by 2. You don't want the decimal part. What you have to do, you have to use double slash. Then it won't give you the decimal part. Another one is to get the remainder from the division part, you have to use the percentage sign, that is known as the modulus operator. So if I want to divide 47 by 7 and I want to get the remainder, so I have to use the percentage sign, which is known as the modulus operator, and just press enter, and this is like a 7 6 are 42, and you will get the remainder as 5. So I hope this is clear to you. Now for multiplication, you just have to use 2 raised to power 3, which is 6. Double star 3, it will give me 8. So double star means the power. Okay. Single star means the multiplication. Then we have relational operator, comparison operator. 2 greater than 3. No, that's not true. So it will give you false. 3 greater than 2. Yes, it is true. If I write not 2 greater than 3. Now 2 greater than 3 is false. Now if I add not before that, it means not false means true. Now let's try one more. Not 3 greater than 2. Now 3 greater than 2 is true. So not true, it is going to give you false.